Welcome to LNN News. I'm Carolyn Day Pruitt. Here are this week's top stories. Virginia Attorney General Jason Miyares is investigating leaders of nationally renowned Thomas Jefferson High School. Hopewell community members hit the streets in the wake of the death of an 8-year-old in a drive-by shooting. The embattled Petersburg fire chief is let go over the holidays. Who will lead the city's emergency response now? And the former Jordan Point Country Club is one step closer to a new life. Those stories and more when we return after this.
Yes, you can still get haircuts, colors, highlights, waxing services, everything that's going to make you look great right here at the Apothic Company.
It's time you heard the best fried chicken doesn't come out of a bucket or a box. You'll find it fresh out of the deep fryers at Breeze Inn. Virginia's finest chicken. Succulent, juicy chicken with a crispy coating. Hungry for more? Try our pulled pork barbecue, real Philly cheesesteaks, and mouth-watering burgers. Home to Virginia's finest chicken. And oh yeah, we've got a convenience store too.
Welcome back to the LNN studio. First, let's take a look at state news. The administrative leadership of Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology, one of the top high schools in the entire country, will soon be under investigation by Virginia Attorney General Jason Miyares, per the request of Governor Glenn Youngkin. The governor's request follows the discovery that Thomas Jefferson principal Ann Bonatitibus and the school's director of student services Brandon Kasatka have, for at least 2 years and possibly up to 5 years, withheld notification of National Merit Awards from Thomas Jefferson students. According to the New York Post, a parent of a Thomas Jefferson student discovered that the information was being withheld from students and their parents. Her son had been recognized with a National Merit Award that could have been listed on his college applications and qualify him for certain scholarships. But notification that he had been recognized was never passed along by school administrators. That parent, a lawyer, said, quote, "Keeping these certificates from students is theft by the state," end quote. Others observed that the move by Thomas Jefferson officials could also be a civil rights violation. That action, or lack thereof, by school administrators follows Bonatitibus's push to end merit-based admissions tests and the school district's focus on, quote, "equal outcomes for every student without exception," end quote, according to the report. When the parent reached out by phone to Kasatka, the director of student services told her, quote, "We want to recognize students for who they are as individuals, not focus on their achievements," end quote. He also admitted that by not announcing those who received merit recognition, he and the principal were trying to protect non-merit scholar students at the school from having their feelings hurt. The length of time that each round of merit awards has been withheld from students has varied, with some discovering their awards 2 years after being recognized. According to the report, the most recent set of merit awards was eventually provided to students, but only after early admission college and scholarship application deadlines had passed. Following the unveiling of the actions by Thomas Jefferson leaders, Governor Glenn Youngkin announced that he has asked Attorney General Jason Miyares to investigate the situation. Governor Glenn Youngkin said, quote, "We need to get to the bottom of what appears to be an egregious, deliberate attempt to disadvantage high-performing students at one of the best schools in the country. Parents and students deserve answers, and Attorney General Miyares will initiate a full investigation. I believe this failure may have caused material harm to those students and their parents, and that this failure may have violated the Virginia Human Rights Act," end quote. We'll be back with local news after this.
There's no place like home. That's why BSV created a simple online process where you can easily get pre-qualified for a home loan without entering a branch. Visit bsvnet.com and see how much you qualify for. Be a homebody with no sweat mortgages from BSV.
Today's show is brought to you by our friends at the Cloud Factory, who take a customized approach to their customers. They know not everyone is alike, and neither are their needs. So, the Cloud Factory focuses on what's best for you when it comes to CBD, hemp-based products, vape nicotine, glassware, and just about anything, providing alternative routes to a healthier you.
Welcome back. We'll turn now to local news. Just weeks after a special meeting between city leaders and the public to discuss the continuing crime epidemic, Hopewell community members are protesting crime from the city's sidewalks. LNN's Chai Gallahan brings us the story.
In Hopewell on December 30th, 8-year-old Paris Moore was shot in a drive-by shooting and died. This senseless crime sparked community outrage and protest against crime and violence in the city.
We care about the city of Hopewell, and we care about what happens to the people who live here, who work here, and who play here. And we darn sure care about our children.
Family, it is time for us to come together. There is hope in Hopewell. There is hope in Hopewell. We will not give up. Not only will we stand together, but we must trust each other. We must communicate. We must work together. The violence must stop. And if you know something, say something. Let's take our streets back, but we must do it together.
Enough is enough. The violence has to end.
The march began at Harry E. James Elementary School and ended up at Carter G. Woodson Middle School about a mile and a half away.
Enough is enough.
The violence has to end.
Enough is enough.
The violence has to end.
Enough is enough.
Police Chief A.J. Stark kept the spirit going as they neared the destination. The will of the marchers was unshakable. The marchers made their way towards Winston Churchill Drive, which was temporarily shut down with a police escort of no less than 7 police vehicles. We are here at the march for the young girl Paris. Johnny, what happened tonight?
We had a huge crowd come out today. A young lady named Frenchie did a great job organizing this march to end gun violence and to continue to promote safer neighborhoods and communities, and just really overwhelmed by the amount of support that has come out here today for not only Paris but also taking back our city.
It's bold. It is bold to see our leaders, our pastors, our administrators, our parents, grandparents. It says a lot. And I like the fact that, again, you said this was not led by the police department. This was not led by the city government. This was led by the community. This is the community's voice speaking, saying enough is enough. I really think this sends a message, and it's great for the community to see our officers out here. It's great for our officers to see the community out here. And what comes next is that we start to build on the foundation that has been laid. And as we talk about ceasefires, we talk about putting the guns down, we have a lot of strong initiatives here in Hopewell. Our focus going forward is to make sure those initiatives are connected, to make sure that we're not doing things individually, but we're doing things as a community collectively. So we're going to continue to build on that, and I think that builds trust. And when you have trust, those relationships are strong. When those relationships are strong, the dots start to be connected. And that's how we're going to get these criminals off the street, by standing strong as a community. For taking the life of Paris, and for all those responsible for the crime, that the lives that were taken in 2022, you better believe that we're not done. We have a matrix. We have names. We have information, and we're going to continue until we bring closure to these families. We're going to continue until we put you behind bars. So you may be free today, but you better understand that your days are numbered, because Hopewell Police Department is alive and well, and with all the partnerships that we have that are partnering with us, we're not going to stop until we bring justice to this community.
Reporting from Hopewell, this is Chai Gallahan for LNN USA.
Over the holidays, Petersburg Fire Chief Tina Watkins was released from her position with the city's fire department. LNN has confirmed those details with an inside source in the fire department. Watkins began her tenure with the PFD in early 2022, but immediately faced controversy due to both inherited issues with equipment maintenance and her struggle to establish rapport with the department's firefighters. Battalion Chief Chris McGon will serve as interim fire chief until a permanent replacement for Watkins is found. We'll be back with more local news after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sandy Elba.
And I'm Dr. Adam Elba.
We're chiropractors, and we love what we do.
We change lives on a regular basis. We go from pain relief all the way to wellness. We work with the cause of the problem. We help solve the problem and put your life on a whole different path.
If you're concerned about your health in any way, or you just want to be healthier all the way around, come see us, Chester Family Chiropractic Center.
The most rewarding part of my day would be seeing the residents putting a smile on their faces, especially if I have family members come up to me and say, "Oh, my loved one, they said they did this with you and they loved it," and that just makes me feel like I'm making a difference in their lives. My name is Chrissy Roth. I'm the Memory Care Activities Coordinator at Dunlop House. We definitely make a difference in the lives of our residents, and I would encourage anyone to come to Dunlop House and see what we're all about. Dunlop House, more than a house, it's home.
Welcome back. At the start of a new year, many people make resolutions to get organized in the year ahead. Local city councils are no different, reorganizing and electing new internal leadership as recently elected council members step into their seats. Hopewell City Council held its organizational meeting on Tuesday, January 3rd. 3 new faces joined the board in 2023. Dominic Holloway replaces former Mayor Patience Bennett, Rita Joyner replaces former Councilor Deb Randolph, and Michael Harris replaces former Councilor Arlene Holloway. At Tuesday night's meeting, the council voted to elect Councilor Johnny Parton, formerly City Vice Mayor, to the position of mayor. However, when it came time to vote for the new vice mayor, the process stalled. The new council was unable to come to a consensus and ultimately had to push the decision on a new vice mayor to the next council meeting. Neighboring Petersburg also held its first council meeting of the year on January 3rd. The city saw less turnover among council members, with just 1 seat change in the new year. Marlo Jones now fills the seat previously held by Councilor Tresca Wilson-Smith after Wilson-Smith declined to run for re-election. The internal vote taken on Tuesday resulted in Mayor Sam Parham being re-elected to that position, while Councilor Darren Hill takes over the role of Vice Mayor from Councilor Annette Smith-Lee. Colonial Heights City Council saw no changes to its membership this year, but it did hold an organizational meeting as well on Tuesday. Mayor Greg Kachuba was re-elected to that leadership role, while Robert Wade stepped into the position of Vice Mayor. Jordan Point Country Club is on its way back into operation after recently being purchased. The new owner plans to open the currently closed facility that has sat unused for the past 7 years. Hani Atala, co-owner of the neighboring Holy Mackerel small batch beers, is working to revise the site to bring recreational activities to the community and surrounding areas. With changes in store, the new owners renamed the site Sunset Cove Country Club with plans to offer bike trails, walking trails, pickleball, swimming pool, driving range, wedding venue, event space, and more. Prince George County elected officials recently voted in favor of the redevelopment, approving a special exception after Atala agreed to address condition revisions. The county and applicant went back and forth on some of those conditions. At the request of his attorney, the applicant asked that they not be required to follow a county ordinance that limits the number of events allowed at one venue throughout the year, and to also be released from the responsibility of a turn lane study. However, county staff wanted those items to remain on the list of requirements for special exception approval. The Board of Supervisors held an initial public hearing on December 13th for the special exception. After public comments were received, the board made a unanimous decision to continue that special exception case to December 20th. Public comments by the Jordan on the James Homeowners Association and other adjoining property owners were predominantly in support of the request. However, the association's members identified certain remaining concerns. County staff recommended conditions to address possible impacts of the new facility, including but not limited to stray golf balls, hours of operation, permitted activities, adequate on-site parking, signage, limiting events to the west side of the property, resource protection areas, and a new turn lane warrant analysis. The country club land can include a pool and snack bar and may host events such as weddings and receptions, but the applicant must complete an on-site delineation of wetlands. Hours of operations are limited until 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, midnight from Friday through Sunday, and 2 a.m. for the New Year's Eve holiday. All music and activities shall take place indoors after 10 p.m. After the December 13th public hearing and December 20th work session, several such conditions were put in place with agreement between the county and the new owner. Though timelines have yet to be set for the work of redevelopment, Atala says he's looking forward to bringing more recreational and event opportunities to the area. We'll be back with weather after this.
So here at Titan Auto and Tire, we're a full care automotive repair center, full maintenance items anywhere from an oil change, state inspection, and also full engine replacement. Titan Auto is different because of our customer service mainly. I mean, we have some of the best trained and qualified techs in the area. Our 3 main focuses are customer safety, customer service, and community. Knowing that you're going to put them first and it's not about the dollar.
Warning, these products contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The Vape Guys is where you'll find hundreds of e-liquids and a huge selection from salt nic options and disposables to hemp-based products and detox. The Vape Guys make you the star with their loyalty program, superior service, unrivaled selection, and the passion for vaping you deserve. The Vape Guys, 536 South Park Boulevard, Colonial Heights.
Now we go to Chai, the weather guy Gallahan. How's the weather looking for us this week, Chai?
Carolyn Day, the weekend starts and finishes with mostly sunny weather. Highs in the 50s, lows in the 30s, with a slight chance of rain on Sunday. Monday through Wednesday continue the same. What does this mean? If you've gotten tired of being cooped up by the frigid past couple of weeks, this is your time to get back outside. So wear your jacket and take advantage of the warmer temperatures and get back outside while you can. Winter is certainly here, but you've been given a little break from it. Back to you, Carolyn Day.
Thanks, Chai. That's it for this week's newscast. We'll see you next Thursday for the latest local news. Thanks for watching LNN, News by the People, for the People.